What's up, y'all? Welcome to No Fluff TV podcast. I got my man here, Cortez, with me. We're gonna jump right into it. It's we're not fluffing around here. There's no extra cushion. We just jump right into it, man. So look, I want to start off, man. You had I don't know if you had texted me individually or was it in the group text, but you said debt is of the devil, or it was evil, and I was just like, wow, I never really heard that, man. So
right. I remember that
now. Go into that, man. Like, right. Kind of explain that, because I mean, of course, I naturally understand that because from scripture, but even like just in general, man, when we look at our lives, especially as black people,
right?
We can see the sorrows of being in debt,
right?
You know what I mean?
right.
And it can start so early, you know what I'm saying? It's like just go ahead. Just kind of give the reasoning behind it.
It's funny. I forgot all about that text until you just said that.
Yeah.
Because that was a few months ago.
Yeah.
Maybe like 6 or 7 months ago. But I remember making that statement out of frustration. It was kind of like an exaggerated statement.
Yeah.
When you're frustrated and you just say something.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like me really wrestling with one, my income, and then the income that I'm making, it's already allocated to someone else. It's already been given.
So what do you mean by allocated to someone else?
Like the money that I make is not mine. I have to give it to someone else.
Yeah.
And you just kind of have this epiphany moment.
Yeah.
This is horrible.
Yeah.
And so I said, debt is of the devil. And so that was kind of what brought that statement about. And so, but as you mentioned in the scriptures, it says the borrower is a slave to the lender, right? And so Jesus and the New Testament just talks a lot about the correlation between spirituality and wealth.
Yeah.
And so in many ways you can view wealth as like this manifestation of self-control, like it's an extension of self-control.
Gotcha.
And so if you don't have self-control in one area of your life, it's going to bleed over into your financial well-being. And so so that's kind of where that statement came from. It was just this moment of frustration where all of the money that I was working and getting was already being paid to someone else, and I'm like, I got to get out of debt. Because your time is already accounted for.
Gotcha.
So
I get that. And so what I'm looking up right now, right, is a J. Cole song.
Okay.
And it reminded me of the lyrics, man. I can't remember which one it was.
Is that the one where he's kind of flying around like a wizard?
No, talking about ATM.
Yeah, that's not it.
I don't think so. Nah, dang. No, it's not that. I got find it. Nah, man. Yes, I think it's this one. I'm gonna find the lyrics to it. So okay. I'm gonna go going back to what you said, man. Like you said, it's like the money you get is already gone, man. And so like, you working and you like, man, you realize, because as a kid you thinking like everything's like, your parents always say, you think money grows on trees
right.
and stuff like that, but the thing is, when you grow as an adult, you learn that no, you really have to go out and work, and the things that you need or you want to enjoy, you have to pay for those things.
Right.
And it's it's going right back into the system. It's it doesn't matter what it is. It could just be water, your lights,
right.
Insurance. You want a car, insurance. You got and so
definitely.
It's just you man, this money is just coming in and going right back out. And of course, I go even further. It goes right back to this white man. The system was it's everything is set up, to get that money.
Right.
This corporation in America is back in the day, you can go fishing for free.
Right.
Okay.
You used to fish.
Yeah.
You still fish, right?
Yeah, but I haven't been going as much.
Yeah. Okay.
But I just remember being home. You bored. I'm gonna go fishing. You know what I'm saying? Just you out there for fun. To get away, kind of relax. Free your mind, whatever. But still, I could go freely and I could fish. Now it's no, you have to have a license to go fish.
I see what you're saying.
You know what I'm saying? And it's they will find ways and laws to put into place, and then it's they charging for everything. But I'm gonna go to this to this lyric, right? So, and he was talking about, he did a little skit in there. The song is called Brackets, also, and J. Cole probably has album of the year, but this line says, "I pay taxes, so much taxes, it doesn't make sense. Where do my dollars go? You see, lately I ain't been convinced. I guess they say my dollars supposed to build roads in schools, but my niggas barely graduate. They ain't got no tools. Maybe because tax dollars that I make, I send get spent hiring teachers that don't look like them, and the curriculum be tricking them. Them dollars I spend. Got us learning." So anyway, he goes in this whole other thing, but basically, you working, and they taking out, all these taxes, they taking out all this already, and then once you get that right, now you have to pay for the place that you stay.
Right.
You're paying, gas or just whatever. You always in a debt.
Yeah.
Type of,
Yeah, man. I mean, I think that. So I've been reading this book, and so the name of the book is called Millionaire Next Door. And so the name of the book, so the author of the book is Thomas Stanley. Okay. And so it's an interesting book, man, because in that book he kind of dispels popular myths about wealth and about millionaires and about how people just think about money in general.
Like what?
Like, for example, 80% of all millionaires are self-made in one generation. Yeah. And a very small portion of them inherited their wealth.
Oh.
Yeah.
And so, because I think, a lot of times this is all, of course, hearsay, but people say that those people with money it's come from generations, passed down, it's given. But he's saying opposite.
It's not true. Only a small portion of them, and the ones that do inherit their wealth, it's not like fortunes, maybe like 10,000, 20,000.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? But one of the things that he makes a distinction between, though, is income and then wealth, right? And so a lot of times when people think about making it, like I made it, it's like I'm making $500,000 a year in income, or $200,000 a year, $300,000 a year, et cetera, but typically those are like high professional jobs, like lawyer, doctor, and with that comes the lifestyle that accompanies that income. And so with that income is coming a house and a fancy car. Gotcha. So as a person kind of increases in income, they tend to increase in lifestyle.
True.
But the millionaires in the book that he interviews are one. So kind of two ideals. One, millionaire status is more accessible than what people think,
Mm-hmm.
and then two, millionaires do not look how people think they look.
Facts.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So here's like one example is that a survey was given, like, what's the most that you ever spent on a suit? They asked the millionaires that.
Mm-hmm.
So what would you think they said if you had to take a guess?
I say
The most expensive suit.
most expensive suit.
Yep.
I would say like
500. Okay. Well, you're not far. Yeah, it's about 400.
Okay.
Yeah, 50% of them.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
I mean, right
Yeah.
now you can go to
That's true.
K&G's and you pay about 200. So
Yeah.
realistically,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then for shoes, it was only like 140. It wasn't like a lot at all.
Yeah.
And maybe like a tenth of them didn't even spend $100 for a pair of shoes.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So I guess my point in bringing all of that up is like wealth is like offense and defense,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of how he talks about that. So defensively, you're looking at, okay, where's my money going at?
Is that noise getting on your nerves?
I didn't hear it until you just said
Really?
that.
It's like, yo, I'm hearing something. It's like,
Right,
what
right,
is that?
right. You're cool. It sounds like crickets, but it doesn't. Wow, man, you caught it. James Bond over here.
Yeah, I know what it is now.
Okay.
It's the dryer going upstairs in the head. It's shaking that light.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
So
My bad.
you cool. So offense and defense. So defensively is really self-control of your finances. Is, do you know where your money's going at? Everyone.
Mhm.
Most people don't.
Hmm.
Most people don't. Millionaires know where every dollar is being spent every month.
Because they count it.
Yeah, because
Or-
just their personal account. Like, so they were like this before they start doing business. So in their personal finance, so let's say your job that you have, and you're making money from your job. Okay, how much money is going towards my mortgage? How much is going towards the food? How much is going towards the gas? How much is going to all of these domestic expenses? Right?
Mm-hmm.
Most people, and then how much is going to like entertainment? How much is going to food outside of the house, eating out? How much is going to car washes and movies and whatever leisure entertainment? Like they know that, like they know where their money is going at. But if you don't know where your money's going at, you're probably losing $200, $300 a month easily. Like it adds up over time.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
so my point in saying all of that is that one is that I don't know. I think for maybe like the J. Cole's and the rappers and the athletes of the world, like these are small minorities when it comes to how they got their money. Like most people are not going to get their money like that.
Yeah.
Like, so the average black person that's watching them, just statistically speaking, will not make their money from a big, like a rap deal or anything like that. They're going to get that money either through maybe just working or creating some type of small business or business on the side that it can become something, or having like a profession that pays beyond the minimum wage, where you can have some type of skill where people can pay you $20, $30 an hour. Like that's the average right there. And so for those people, I think the best thing that they can do is one, find out where your money's going at, and then two, start owning stuff.
Yeah. See, that's always been my thing. Even like, I don't know, man, from what time, what period I kind of really got on that, but I've kind of really been on, we should have our own somehow.
Right, definitely.
And even me trying to figure out what is it that I can do.
Yeah.
Even more so now at this age, it's like, what can I put money into that will be a stream of income?
Exactly.
And so even with that, it's like we have so much that we kind of are up against, of course, as black people. But I think mentally we feel like we can't do it.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying? Like I think that's the issue. Like I never forget when I was start. I don't know what year it was. You know, I was at work and I saw the guy at work. He was cleaning the floor and like the floor was like, you know, it was nice, shining and everything. And I remember asking him, I said, "Man, have you thought about like this is a skill? This is something that people need. You ever thought about starting your own business of doing these floors, buffing these floors and everything?" He's like, "Nah, man. You know, one time I did, but the equipment is so expensive, so I don't even want to do that." And a lot of you not like a few months later, he got fired. And so it's like my point is like, you know, we have money that we go out and work for.
Right.
That money should be funding what we really want.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah, I agree.
Even if it's just, you know, even like with this, okay, I got a little money.
Right.
I'm gonna invest in the camera.
That's it. It's a nice camera too.
And then from that, you know, build whatever you're trying to do, and and kind of go from there. Because think about if he had went to try to find some of the equipment at a lower wholesale price or something.
Yeah.
Over time, if let's say he aimed at 6 months, I'm gonna get this machine, whatever. And so then he could have been already prepared. You know what I'm saying? Had that going. So when he did lose his job, you have history of doing this work. You know, you can prove that you've been doing it.
Right.
And you can get a client. And then, you know, you get a client, you get another client. You know what I'm saying? You know, build that way. And so a lot of times we don't feel like we could do these things, man. Like, you know, and even like, you know, you have people like Jay-Z, you know, Rick Ross and them in this, even in their songs, trying to motivate people to own businesses, support black businesses, and we listen to it for entertainment. We repost it, we just talk about it, but we never really do it. You know, it's like,
I think part of it too is just laying out a plan for people to do it. You know, because inspiration can only work with so much. You see what I'm saying? So, like you see, you know what Ross is doing. And then, you know, the average person sees that, like where am I gonna get $300,000 to buy a wing shop? You know what I mean? Like, how do I even get the capital to do that? You know what I mean? So I think a lot of times it is really started from scratch. Like, listen, first of all, I'm just a big believer in you need to master your own personal finance first. Because what's going to happen is if you just get access to all of that capital, you're going to self-sabotage. Because if you're faithless in $1, $10, $100, you're going to be faithless in $100,000. Right? I mean, the lottery shows you that. Right?
Definitely.
Yeah, that's what the lottery says, right? So I'm just a big believer in starting. Just start where you can control. You can control that. You can say no to certain things that is going to set you back financially, and build a track record in doing that first. And then because you're going to learn some principles along the way, right? You're going to learn about discipline. You're going to learn about self-control. You're going to learn about where my money is going at, where are my weaknesses in my finance, how do I strengthen them? Because all of that is important when you have a business. Right? Those skills are transferable. So, and then once you can kind of get a handle on that, right? And then from there, you know, start looking at, you know, get out of debt. And then once you get out of debt, stabilize yourself. Right, so you know when you break your ankle, right, you're on crutches for a while. You just don't, and then once you get off crutches, you don't.